So as we can see, without serious modification, we're not going to be able to get these inverter parts into the KLE or charger casing very easily. Also, when looking at the cooling plate down the bottom, obviously that's not going to match up, so that's going to need modifying as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do, basically. Not very insightful, I know, but that's where we are. Right, so where are we? Right, basically we're in a bit of a pickle. I need to package this, but this is too big. But I can't find out how to package this or how much room I've got until I know how much room I've got in here. But the motor's not in, so I need to put the motor back in. Above the motor is going to go a battery box across here at an angle, so I need to make a battery box. But to support the front edge of the battery box, I'm going to put a bar going across here, but there's a great big hole, so I've got to fill that hole. So what I've done is I've made the plate up and I've secured it with a piece of wood, so now we can try and weld it from the outside. Well, I thought I'd measured the box correctly and the brackets, but unfortunately not. So just got to drop those brackets down a bit because they're just don't know if you can see, the box is just catching on this corner here. So let's try again. Right, okay, so motor's back in, and I've just plopped on top the original i3 inverter. So the replacement board is designed to go in here, but as you can see, then I can't get my battery box in because that's too high. I've put the pedal assembly back in, and you can see in there where the brake, where it comes up for the brake servo, so obviously I've got issues there as well. If I bring this battery box as far forward as possible, then there's room in the back to maybe make up some linkage for that, but then can't shut the bonnet. Could move it back. That. Then obviously I need to do something here, maybe come out down there or something like that. But we still have the issue, the battery box is too high because of the inverter. So next project is to really crack on and sort out the inverter housing. Now that I've got the motor in the right place and I've got the battery box made up to the right size, we can now do the inverter. Right, so finally managed to get all the DC to DC charger stuff and everything off of this. This is the inverter sort of middle plate, if you recognize it. So all of my bits are going to fit here in this section, so this section isn't used. I don't have enough room in the Mini to have this all in one place, as I mentioned previously, so I'm going to have to cut this down. I'd like to cut it along there, make it as small as possible, but we notice these holes here, so obviously where the coolant comes in here, comes across this plate, and then it also comes round to here, so I need to make sure that I cut this side of this seal. So I think that I'm going to have had a quick measure, and I think I've got enough room to cut along here make a plate, aluminium plate, to sit there to seal this side, because all the gubbins and everything that was this side I don't need. So I just want a flat plate to seal that. Then I can put all my stuff in here. Obviously it's going to be cut approximately here. So I'm then going to have to make up something to seal this end. Some sort of plate where I need to weld a plate together to fit, but I can't really do anything there until I've cut this end off. So bit of a sort of nerve-wracking stage of the development of this at the moment, but I think going to cut along that black line somehow. I've measured quite a way out this way, so that if I do need to take more off, then I can. I'd rather do that than take too much off. But measuring from there, I've got about 31 centimeters in the Mini, so I've just cut it to about 32 along here at the minute from this point over here, and we'll go from there. But first things first, I'm going to get the angle grinder out and I'm going to cut all of that off. Wish me luck. So I've had some good progress today. I've managed to finish stripping down the inverter, which I've finally decided that I really should use, mainly because of the accuracy, shall we say, of these coolant channels. So trying to get them done. Anyway, so I've cut, I guess about 10 centimeters maybe out of this inverter. So initially with the angle grinder and the cutting disc, and then trying to get them to match up, and with the angle grinder and a grinding disc, and then finally finishing off with the file there to try and make that sit really nicely on there, and then we can try and look maybe at getting that piece welded up. Right, yeah then folks, so we're continuing on with reducing the size of the inverter casing to fit into the Mini. This is where all the data connections will come out from the new board. This is the power in, and this is the DC to DC charger side, so we're going to cut that out. As you can see from the other side, I've already cut that side down, so I've now got to do the top to match. So I'm going to cut along here, get rid of that lot, and I'm going to cut along here and here, and then off of this side up to line up with the bottom plate, and then I'll know where to mark where to cut here and here. So it's roughly there, but we'll have a look once we've done all that. So put you on time lapse and we'll crack on with that. Right then folks, this video is getting on for 9 minutes long now, so we're going to stop it there and I'll continue in another upload. So don't forget, like, share and subscribe.